Yeah, I'm ready for tonight. This mask is kind of cool. I may have overdone the red, but it really reflects, like, on white light. It doesn't really reflect white light that much. Red light, though, see that? Red light, it reflects a lot of red light. But these are holographic. They'll reflect all light a lot. So, yeah. So anyway, this will be a fun night. I have not done a Halloween costume. I really haven't. I have not done a Halloween costume since I was a kid. I think I remember the last one. It was like a skeleton. It wasn't that fun. I really haven't worn a costume in a long time, yeah. So I'm going out and I'm doing a dollar drop. This is what I'm dropping. Look at that. I'm throwing all of these the moment it gets dark, so like an hour. Kids will find it. Hopefully they'll read it. So. You know how God's a circumcision hoax? The money's a slave hoax. It's printed at your debt and taxed. It's got a pyramid on the top. So, whoever is the slavers of earth robbed us with the cash. It's crooked. The cash kind of rewards you if you manage to succeed in getting a bunch printed for you, or you really do something in capitalism that earns a lot. Then you'll live like a genius. But for most people, they labor their whole life with nothing. So I changed it to holographic. Hopefully you'll adopt it. I have the right to not go through the election system because I know it's a hoax, and I don't owe lying hoaxsters respect. So, plus I can speed paint holograms. Y'all take 10 hours for a single photo. I don't need anything like that. So, I obviously can just, I'm smarter than you, and just give you a better idea whether you want it or not. So, yeah. It's always upside down. The Lord stamp, you align it with it upside down. So, yeah, I'm going out to spread a message. I have proof, finally, that my mail has been getting out there. My online's a little different. Online, I've had very few or no positive responses, but in person, I've had incredible ones to what I say or what I stamp. Yeah, people get it. Um, so, to the mail carriers, I was putting, you need 40 cents to mail a postcard. I've been mailing postcards with 2 cents. They've been delivering them with 2-cent stamps. And it's a little weird the 2-cent stamp is on, like, the native stuff. What are you saying with that? You know what I mean? But they have been delivering them, and they've been stamping them weird things. Like, one of the stamps was asking for a fee. It's like, hey, since you got this letter, can you pay the rest of the fee for delivering it? But another one didn't say that. It went, I'd like mailed it from my city to my city. It went all the way to the state capitol, and it was stamped thinking. And then it was delivered. Why would they carry it to the state capitol and then back to the city to deliver it? They read it, and they sent me a message. So, yeah. I am encouraging the circumcised victims, which is in Veda, Islam, Christianity, the dog's genitals often get mutilated, to rise up against the government, who is super pedo island. Basically, rich men decided they should have all the women early in our society, and nothing's changed about it a day. All the wars of freedom in history were lies. The real government is super pedo island. people who breed women and cut off baby dicks. If your sex crime victims are kids, what are you? You're a pedo. I know you think you're God, but you're a pedo. So we have to fight them or you don't have a future. So, yeah. This has been my method of communication, and it's had stunning results. Online, the results were horrible. You know, the first day I did these, the internet went down. The internet had uninterrupted service before and after this event, but the day I decided to put these out, the internet went down. Locally. It was a complete local outage. Why is that? Why'd the internet go down the first day I did that here? They knew what it said, and they had to put some program that goes filter this information. Don't let people know. So, yeah. This is what I do. I do these stamps too, and I put them, I waterproof them, and I put them around walking signs so people can see them. And my old early ones are still up. My old early ones are not waterproofed, and they haven't been painted or erased. So, key. My message has gotten out there. I know because I do the speed painting, but sad. Yeah. You know, I went into the army to look at dicks. When they circumcised me, I knew that day I had to either become a urologist, I had to join the military, or I had to go to prison. I chose the military. I actually tried not to deploy. I didn't want to. I ended up doing 15 months. But I got to see a lot of dicks. I know what everyone has. I know what big looks like. I know what small looks like. And I know they're all circumcised. There's a few that aren't, and they'll show you. They'll be like, this is how it looks. This is how it's supposed to look. It's not like the diagrams. The diagrams that show circumcision are drawings. They're not real, and they lie about how big the vagina is so they can hide how they robbed you. Facts. So, we have a government that claimed first right on having dicks and having access to virgin girls. And they are liars. They've been liars the whole time. So, there's never a time in human history where we took out the secret government. Hasn't happened a bit. Not a day. So, we have to do something. I'm doing something. I hope people who get these care about it. I've seen people care about it. And we're going to get revenge. Remember, these are basically people with magic powers. They are psychics, you know. Yeah. Yep, Halloween's approaching. I have about an hour before dusk. I'm gonna go out in a red lit vehicle wearing red, a Kutski. I was gonna listen, I didn't figure out how to do dual audio. I want to get my speakers playing what my headphones are listening to because I have red-eared headphones. I gotta go with the red theme, it's gonna be cool. It was a bit expensive, the whole costume cost like $50. Yeah, we gotta take out the secret government. There's no future unless we do. So, it's basically bunker lords who run harems. It's not who you voted for. Nothing like that. You know, they make you spend slave dollars to win because it's like a weird, top of the slave pile. Who robbed everyone the most? That's who can do it again. They know they do that. You know, school is slavery. You have to go. And they give children work. You've got kids carrying book bags that are as heavy as they are. How'd you let that by? Harriet Tubman said, "I would have freed more slaves if I could have convinced them they were slaves." When are you going to wake up? So it's war. War to kill the secret government. I haven't met them, and they didn't introduce themselves to me. But when I challenged the chemtrails, they stopped. So we're going to take them out. And the kids who get this tonight will be a part of it. I'll know they stopped me if no kids are outside. If it's Halloween hour and no one's trick-or-treating, imagine me rolling by like this. There's 100. You know, since it's slave money and they could get circumcised, fooling them with fake hundreds is fine. It's not that inappropriate. And a lot will get read. What does it say? It says something. I rarely go back and see these on the ground. People pick them up and keep them. They don't throw them away. They stack them on top of the trash can so other people can see them. They want people to know this. I put these on police cars. I will just straight up drive up to a police car and pull his thing up and drop him one. Here you go, read that. They look at me like this. So, you're lucky I'm not a madman for power. I gave you the idea of holographic money, and then the AI spaceship core eternal pleasure body. That's a way better future than you had coming. You were going to be the tortured, modest, humble slaves of the pedophiles forever. And I'm trying to stop that. So, it takes all of us hating them, deny the national narratives of countries and freedom and voting. They are hoaxes. You were never given freedom. You have to obey words or else. The laws of God predate the laws of the country. If you circumcised 80% of the men, do you really give people freedom to choose or not? You don't. Do you have to stop at the stop sign? How hard would it be to get I can roll through the stop sign liberated? Impossible, pretty much. So, I'm for AI air electric. All those loud petroleum vehicles use pneumatics, use better gear exchanges, use different types of power, fly, let it be an automatic machine. You don't need to have driving laws if the AI knows the other AI objects and just paths between them. Then you can go as fast as you want, line of sight. You know, a lot of those like ultralight materials could withstand a crash. You don't need to use metal. The idea that you use metal and petroleum is like barbaric, harsh. You don't have to do that. You could have things so firm they could fall from the sky and bounce. So, the goal is a better tomorrow. They asked for this. It was just the amount of lying and disrespect they did. It was too painful to be their subjugate, and their lies were too in your face. So, yeah, we need a new tomorrow. And it will come from correctly identifying who the problem is. Do you eat cows? You do. The cows are in cages for slaughter. Do you eat chickens? You do. The chickens are all in cages to get slaughtered. What's your cage? Words and the law. The law of God is a lie. The religions come out of a printer. If they were true, they'd pop out of thin air. The Creator would read it. You would open the Bible, which sounds like Bible shit, and a voice from the space would speak it, but it never does. You know, they put it on us without giving us the choice of doing different. Halloween, circumcision. Easter, circumcision. Thanksgiving, circumcision. Christmas, circumcision. You have a measly, 10 holidays? Every other day you have to work. Who works? A slave works. Holographic money would pay workers per action, and it would put your lives on the money. So now, privacy and private property was for the ruling class. Privacy isn't for poor people. If you have to hide something you're doing from the rest of us, I don't want you to be able to do it. I want you to have a life that anybody can know any detail about you and you're okay. That's a lot of freedom. It puts a lot of power in the lives of people who exist. Let me turn this light on. So, yeah, it'll be way better with holographic money. It'll be way better with the AI spaceship core and eternal pleasure body. We're moving there fast. Yeah. This is a huge mask, by the way. You can find it on Amazon if you want to copy it. Yeah. I like centralized distribution with delivery. There's no reason I can't make a pack of 10 custom crayons and ship it to a centralized distributor. I don't know why you can't do that. You ought to be able to. Yeah. So this is my speech for history. Defeat the secret government. They are greedy men who want first access to virgin girls and decided you ought to do all the work, times lying and knives, and now chemicals. So it's the chemical addition that makes breeding impossible. Don't try it. It's gonna hurt, it won't be emotionally satisfying, and the people you make will suffer. You can see when the chemicals got updated in photos of history where the baby laughs disappeared and they only had anxiety and terror. Yeah, that's the inclusion of new torture techniques. There's a buttoned-up black satellite in the Lagrange point, and no one knows who owns it. No one's admitted to it being theirs, and they haven't been able to get inside or maybe try. So somebody is the secret government. Somebody is Slaver Prime. And that is the reason you got circumcised, and that's the source of all of the religions in history and the wars. The wars were there to burn off the men, right? I need us to wake up, and I need us to take radical new actions that are more powerful than the actions any of your ancestors ever took. No ancestor in human history has done anything significant enough to find or stop the secret government, and we need to start. So, I know about them from several sources, and I believe it to my core. It makes sense. It matches the facts. So, anyway, I hope this is received by people who have nicer lives than I ever had. I mean that. Bye-bye.